Leo Theisen, Westbrook, Walnut Grove. I'm the Class A MnIAAA AD of the Year. I was born in St. Cloud, Minnesota, but grew up on a family farm in Uppsala, Minnesota, in rural Stearns County. We lived by a model, and that was family, faith, and work. When we had time, we got up in the haymow and played basketball, or we got breaks and we played a lot of fun things when we grew up. I went to Uppsala High School, again a small rural high school. I played football, basketball, baseball, track. A little side note on that, my high school career is my mom and dad were farmers, and so they didn't come to a lot of games, but my senior year my dad got kicked by a cow and broke both bones in his leg and was laid up, but that allowed him to come to basketball games, and so he started coming to games and really enjoyed it and followed it up by even following me when I went to college. I graduated from Uppsala High School in 1975, and a whopping class of 44 people in my class, small school, but from there I chose to go to Brainerd Community College. I got a 2-year degree and I went on to St. Cloud State. From there I got a chance to get into coaching. Steve LeGrand was a football coach at St. Cloud Cathedral at the time, and he had coached against me in high school, and he gave me a call and he said, "You want to come over and be on our staff?" And that's what kind of got me started down my teaching, coaching career. I started my teaching career in small little Walnut Grove, in fact, one of the graduating classes only had 12 students, but that's where I started out, and I came as a business teacher and a football coach and basketball coach. And shortly after that, I got asked to be the athletic director by our principal, who had been the athletic director. And so I took the job, and 39 years later, I still am the AD, and I've learned a lot. Walnut Grove was a small school, so we paired with a school called Tracy Milroy, and I was able to work with the legends like Terry Colhane and Shorty Engel. But then, in 1990, we decided to, Walnut Grove paired with Westbrook, and I became the AD at Westbrook Walnut Grove. And 33 years later, I'm still the only AD that Westbrook Walnut Grove's ever had. In the early 90s, we went to the state tournament several times with our boys basketball team. During all this, I was also a head football coach for 30 years. And so we won the state tournament in football in 2000, and that was an exciting time. Carter Ross and Steve LeBoulaire and I became quite a family, and that's kind of what Westbrook Walnut Grove has been to me. I also coached girls basketball for a long time, and we had very much success with that. And then the last several years, I've just been an AD. I was at a pep fest just recently this fall, and we blindfolded one of the senior players, and the mother came up and gave him a kiss, and he said, "Who kissed you on the cheek?" And I said, I hollered, I said, "That's definitely not your AD." Well, he came up to me later and said, "Coach, we haven't won a game all year. If we win tonight, will you kiss me on the cheek after the game?" And so this game we came back and won in the last 5 seconds. We kicked the extra point to win by 1. And the team got together, and the first thing they did is ran over to me, and right in the middle of everybody, I had to go give them a kiss on the cheek, and that's a little humor involved there. For me, as I look back on my career, I love the coaching, I love the kids, but to be involved with communities and to be able to help people achieve good things. You know, athletics means a lot to a lot of people, but in a small community, we have been so fortunate to have such good support. And so I've been around for 39 years, and so I've mentored a lot of people. And now, you know, I used to go to MnIAAA awards things, and the old guys would sit around and try to tell me how to do this stuff. Now I'm the old guy, and I go to conference meetings and I get calls from ADs, and it's about helping people. I love the idea of mentoring, not just students, not just parents, but coaches, ADs. That's what it's all about. The MnIAAA is such a great, it was one of the best things that ever happened. It opened my eyes up to I would say the real world, because it's they're so helpful and so professional, but so easy to work with. In today's world of AD turnover, they're working so hard to make sure that the ADs get the help they need, and that's what they're all about. They're the number one reason that people are successful in Minnesota, because that group is outstanding. One of the best things about being an athletic director is the camaraderie and the ability to work together that ADs have. The success of any school or conference is about being able to work with others. And I've just been fortunate down in Southwest Minnesota. There's so many great people to work with. First off and most is MnIAAA. They've done such a great job. Thank you for this award as the AD of the Year. I also want to thank the Minnesota State High School League, and I've been around a long time. Dave Stead, Eric Martins, I worked with them a lot, and the crew that's taken right now, they're doing such an outstanding job. Thank you for all your work. I've worked in Region 3 for a long time, and right now I'm working with, I worked with Jim Lasley for a long time, but Bob Gray, Bill Tower, Tim Knapper, and Steve Wertzma, and many others. Red Rock Conference I've worked with forever, Bryce Pack, John Ware, Darrell Elferts, Lon Eichenberger, and then I've worked with a lot of people in football district that I run, and Gary Sloan and Paul Carpenter do a great job. I've worked with some officials for a long time, and I just want to mention a couple is that Doug Goodman, Wayne Cook. For me at my school, I was hired by Norm Mattis a long time ago. I had one principal for 39 years, Bill Richards. Roy Wilbur's our superintendent. Steve Chernus was the superintendent. Sam Motalowitz. My secretaries that have worked so hard, Karen Kohler for over 30 years. Wendy Knockmoose. They did such an outstanding job. My coaching staff, Carter Ross, Steve LeBoudelaire, Derek Jenigas, Dan and Abby Klumper, Dwayne Hannon. I had the same janitor doing all my fields and stuff for me, Stan Erickson, Darren Peters. I've had a newspaper man that's covered me for 40 years, Tom Merchant. My high school coach, Dave Lundeen. Also, my family. My family has been, my brothers and sisters have been the most important. My two sons, my son Brian and his wife Leah and their grandson Gus. My son Aaron and his wife Alex. Most of all, my wife. My wife Janet has been my rock, and she has supported me my whole career. I just couldn't have done it without her. Thank you. Thank you to MnIAAA for this award.